Good morning. Thanks for joining us today for our Christmas update call. We have several things to talk about, but unfortunately, we do not have the update that we're all waiting on. We do not have approval yet on our capital projects fund. We had hoped that we would have it by Christmas. We'd hoped that we would have it by October or November, but it is taking Treasury a bit of time to get through all these applications. I don't think that means anything about our application. Our application's just is very broad. It's just taken them a while to get through them. They've had a good bit of turnover at Treasury. We talked to I had a call with the director of the program about 2 weeks ago. Joey Winger is his name. And he did indicate that ours was in the next batch to be approved. So we think that will be January. But I could not, of course, get him nailed down on a date. So we are hopeful that that will be right after the first of the year. We did file our rules, as many of you have seen, for CPF, which really closely just followed House Bill 1029. We will be putting up, after the first of the year, our map, which will show the unserved locations that will be targeted. And we will also be putting up our scoring rubric that we will use. We will finalize that and get it up in plenty of time before the application. We have hired a mapping contractor. We have been through the procurement process and have ready.net, which is a group of extremely smart folks who are helping us put together our map that we'll be using. It's going to be a living map that we will use throughout this whole process. We're gathering some crowdsourced data now, and then we will use it as we determine what granting out the money, and then we will use it for compliance and monitoring as well. So that map is going to live and grow with us throughout the cycle of all these grants. I'm going to ask our communications director, Ashley Johnson, to tell us a little bit about what we're doing with Ready.
Okay, so let's see. My screen sharing wasn't cooperating for the slides. So I'm going to see if I can get it to work to show y'all our mapping site. Let's see here. Okay. Beam team, is this showing our Ready site? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is our URL is broadbandms.com. So anything you can do to help us promote this website to direct more people to take the test, to help us map our service across the state or lack thereof in some of the unserved areas. If people don't have any service, they can text internet or call this number up here at the top, and that helps us map the unserved areas of the state. Whenever they take the test, it asks just a few questions about what service they have, how many people in their house use the internet, things like that. And then it also runs 3 speed tests. And then all of that data is aggregated into this site here. And if this is not up to date currently, they're working on getting us a live update going by the end of this week, I believe they said. But you can see anything in pink is primarily unserved. The darker blue is underserved. And this is just from existing data that they have in our office has had as of October 1st of this year. So this will continue to update going forward. But so if you guys would like to help us promote this, we would really appreciate it. Our Twitter right here, as you can see, is Beam Office. We've been tweeting about it, got some tweets up. Same thing on Facebook. I've been promoting it on our Facebook page, same handle there at Beam Office. And so anything you guys could do to help us promote that will be greatly appreciated. And that would, the more observational data we have, the better and more accurate this map will be, so that we'll have an accurate picture of Mississippi.
Thank you, Ashley. We have started some community engagement meetings. I've been on the road a good bit, really, since even before the Beam office was started. But we started doing our kind of official community engagement meetings. We went on a big tour of Southwest Mississippi last week, and we're going to be doing that across the state to meet the requirements for these different stakeholder events that we have to have under the different grant categories. I'm going to ask Katie if she would say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. So as operations manager here at Beam, I'm the person answering all of our incoming calls. I hear the concerns and frustrations. I hear a lot of the service-related issues. And so in our last call, I asked all of our ISPs to email me a higher level contact other than general customer service. And this is a contact for Beam to utilize only. This isn't information we're sharing with the public or we'll be using often. And again, we're talking about serious service-related issues that Beam feels needs to be addressed. So we need someone from each ISP who we can reach out to about these particular issues. Which brings me to our nice list on our slideshow there. If you're on the nice list, that means you've sent us your contact, and we appreciate you getting that information to us. And if you're not on our nice list, you still have time. We're still needing that contact information from you. I'm going to drop my email in the chat, and if you could get that to me by the first of the year, that would be very helpful for us. Sally, that's all I have, so I'm going to turn it back to you.
Thank you, Katie. We want everybody to be on the nice list. Next, we're going to hear from Angel, who is our grants manager.
Good morning, everybody. As you know, we're working on refining our statewide map of broadband availability. Ashley mentioned that we are gathering speed test data on our website, and we're using data from many different sources, including that speed test data. But we also need information from each of your companies regarding broadband deployment. I know all of you are familiar with the process of submitting that information at a location level with the FCC's new broadband map. We're going to be sending out this week a formal request from Beam to provide a current map of broadband locations in your service areas. And we understand that this is sensitive information, and by statute, we will be ensuring that all confidential information is protected. So that request will also include a non-disclosure agreement between Beam and the providers that some of you have already returned to our office. If you have any questions about that request, please let us know. We are asking that this data be provided to our office just as soon as possible so that we can integrate that data into our map of CPF eligible locations. And other than that, if you have any questions, please reach out to us, and I'm going to send it back to Sally. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Angel. As you know, we have a deadline of January 13th to file a challenge to the FCC map, and we are working fast and furiously here through the Christmas holidays to get that that information together. I'm going to call on Kyle for a few reminders.
Just wanted to remind everybody that if you are not very familiar with 2 CFR 200, it is not too late to go and start looking at that. One of the big pieces in that is making sure that you are advertising your large procurement things, like when you get ready to purchase fiber. And so what Beam has put on our website is actually a procurement opportunity. And you can see these are people from our BIP grant that are undergoing public procurement right now. And so if you do not currently have procurement on your company's website, the holidays are a great opportunity for you to go ahead and get that stood up on your website. So when we do actually have the call for capital projects and you need to go through public procurement, it's already there on your website, ready to go.
Thank you, Kyle. So I believe that is all we have today. That is our update. I wish we had had that CPF approved, but I think it will be right after the first of the year. So we will let you know as soon as that comes through. But prior to that time, we will be standing up our map and our rubric. So we want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. And we have a lot of work coming up for the next few weeks and as we get into CPF and then on over into BEAD. So have a good Merry Christmas. Thank you all for being here today.
Sally, a quick question.
Yeah, Scott, if you would, if you would send that message in writing, and I know what your question is, and we're going to respond to it.
I already sent it to Ashley when she sent out the meeting notice.
Exactly. And we are working on that question. The question that Scott has is about what date we will allow projects to be funded for capital projects. The issue that we're trying to work through is that public procurement. We talked with the head of the program about that. Right now, there is no exemption for public procurement for CPF. So we do not see how a completed project could be funded and comply with 2 CFR 200, if I have the citation correctly, even though the NOFO purports to allow that. So we are trying to work through that with Joey, and we'll try to have you an answer just as soon as we can.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great Christmas.
Thank you.